Guess what? We have made it to the last chapter of the Green Ember. But look at what it's called. It's called The Beginning, chapter 44. Several days passed. They expected an attack, but it hadn't come yet. Intelligence reports were conflicted, but for now they increased security and prepared for war. The trades resumed, and life, albeit warily, went on. Heather made her way through hallway round and into the great hall. She waved at Ephah Potter and smiled at the countless nods of courtesy, the wordless blessings, and the many who humbly said thank you. Behind her, she heard gasps and grateful whispers of the name Longtreader. Her name. But she would not let herself be stopped by a grateful crowd today. She walked past the chandlers and the barbers and paused a moment before the door of the Story Guild. She drew a deep breath and walked in. The master stopped in mid-sentence and looked up at Heather in surprise. The room fell silent, and the gathered tale spinners looked at her with amazed expectation. "My name is Heather Longtreader," she said, "and I have a story to tell." Heather's tale was written down and copied, then copied again and again. Soon it was being passed from Cloud Mountain families to the Halfwind Citadel soldiers. From Halfwind it was copied and passed again to Harbone, Kingston, Blackstone, and every secret citadel. It spread far beyond. It reached even those cowering in the burnt-out hollows of the great wood. The last paragraph of the story was set apart on its own page, written large across the middle. The green ember burns, the seed of the new world smolders. Healing is on the horizon, but a fire comes first. Bear the flame. Pickett warmed his hands by the fire Helmer had made between his old maple tree on the village green. They'd been practicing with wooden swords. Their deadlier versions were sheathed on the grass nearby. "You're improving," Heather said. "Thank you, Lord Captain," Pickett said. "I told you, Bucky, if you keep calling me that," Heather said, tossing his knife up and down in his hand, "I'm going to make your life miserable." "Since the battle, I've spent every day training with you," Pickett said. "I don't know how it could get much worse." Heather smiled. "Oh, it can." Pickett laughed, then looked up to see Captain Fry hurrying toward them. He stood up. Helmer sat up. "There's news," Captain Fry said, breathing hard. "We just received word from our network. Reliable word." He puffed, holding up a finger and catching his breath. "What is it?" Helmer asked. "I thought we already knew that Morbin was regrouping." "Not that," Captain Fry said. "They sent word about prisoners. They think they've discovered where they're being held. We believe, Pickett, that your family might be among them." Pickett nodded, took up his sword, and buckled it on his belt. The end. It was my pleasure to read The Green Ember to you, Carter, and whoever else followed along. There's nothing like hearing words read out loud, and it was my pleasure to do that. I love you, Carter, and if any of you think of any other books that you would enjoy listening to, why don't you let me know. Bye-bye.